choose, focus, and achieve in language exchange. While do online language exchange, we can choose and focus and make result in doing online language exchange. So need to choose how to study and then how to study and what to study. It's very important. There are many ways to learn foreign languages in doing online language or other ways. Now we are talking about online language exchange. There's many ways how to um, choose a way. For example, we can choose making conversation by um, doing role play with the language partners. We can get familiar with the conversation, it, which improved our communication skills. And then we can study with the language partners about some topics. There are many ways to do that. Mm. Then we can communicate with the language partners, improving pronunciation and also once we choose the way to learn, we needed to focus on doing that. For example, I do uh, making conversation with the language partners for 10 minutes. After then, I can get some feedback from AI. This is a way to focus on speaking and listening to improve the pronunciation. The reason why I focus on speaking and listening is to improve the communication skills. If I focus on text, like reading and conversation with the scripts, then I can improve my knowledge and then study the expression and grammar, the sentence in many ways. But I cannot improve communication skills because when I depend on the text, I cannot listen. I cannot speak with the good pronunciations. This is matter when we do communication with each other, especially uh, the local people who can speak English, my target language, Vietnamese. So, and then it's very um, clearly effect. So I should focus on the speaking and listening to improve pronunciation. And then listening is the necessary. And then speaking is um, the way to communicate with each other. So, and then harmony with the speaking and listening is very important when we do uh, communicate. The reason why the purpose is to learn foreign language is the communication. So, and then we should do that. So now I focus on speaking and listening, then I can achieve my goal, the communication. After um, achieving the communication level, I can change how to study. I can choose text more. I can read some article, and then I can talk with my language partners by expanding my knowledge. But the point is, it's possible, but without communication, without communication skills, even though I improve my knowledge, and then I cannot use the language, the foreign language. So, many ways, for example, when we study English and then we depend on text too much, and we can expand the knowledge. We can, but when we communicate with each other, we cannot listen, and we cannot speak by doing that, and we cannot speak with a good pronunciation. So, and then our communication level is very low. That is the matter, even though we have a good knowledge in foreign language. So, and the best way, what I think, is first, communication is first, and second, knowledge is a second. So, and then focusing on communication is the best way to learn foreign language by doing online language exchange, and then choosing only using the spoken based language and sentence and conversation without text. After then, it's possible while I'm speaking, and at the same time, I can write down with my text, and then I can get improved with the feedback of AI. Then I can use some contents, uh, then review, then make it competent uh, for me to understand what I studied with the language partners. This way is very good. Then, okay, so today I can try to speak about choose and focus and achieve in doing online language exchange to get a good communication skills, to expand the knowledge. But the most important thing is communication is first, and knowledge is next. Now I can copy about 3 pages of contents. I talk shortly, and then the AI, I can get a contents. In English, my contents of how to study doing online language exchange, choose, focus, and achieve after proofreading it. Then I can get the adding uh, paste, get the contents, well, how to study using online language and choose, focus, and achieve. Yeah. And then I can get that is pretty good contents. Now I can copy from the contents by AI, and then adding the contents. I can read it. Here is a clear, organized, and complete version of your master's title, How to Study Using Online Language Exchange, Choose, Purpose, and Achieve. How to study using online language exchange, choose, focus, and achieve. There are many ways to learn a language, but when it comes to online language exchange, it's important to have a clear strategy. To make the most of it, we should choose how we want to study, focus on that method, and work to achieve our language goals. Choose your method in online language exchange. You can choose how to learn depending on your goal. Here are a few common methods: role play conversation, practicing everyday situation, example, Ordering food, job interviews helps you become more familiar with the real-life conversation and improve your communication skills. Topic-based discussion, talking with your language partner about specific topic, allow you to learn vocabulary, expression, and grammar naturally. Pronunciation practice. Focus on how words sound by mimicking your partner or getting feedback on your pronunciation. The key is to choose the method that matches your learning goal. Focus on communication. Once you've chosen your method, focus on it constantly. For example, I practice 10 minutes of conversation with my language partner, and after that, I use AI to give me feedback on pronunciation and grammar. My main focus is on speaking and listening because they are essential for communication. When we rely too much on reading and writing, we may gain knowledge, but don't build the ability to communicate fluently. While focus on speaking and listening, it improves pronunciation, it builds real-time communication skill, it prepares you for real-world conversation, especially with native speakers who don't speak your language. Achieve communication first, then expand knowledge. The purpose of language learning is communication, so communication should come first and knowledge can follow. Once I feel comfortable speaking and listening, I can shift to reading articles, writing more, and studying grammar. That way, I expand my knowledge while already having a solid communication foundation. If you only study grammar and vocabulary from text without speaking, you might understand the language, but still struggle to use it in real conversation. That's why communication should come first. Conclusion, communication first, knowledge next. To succeed in online language exchange, choose a learning method that supports your goal. Focus on that method constantly, especially speaking and listening. Achieve communication skills first, then build up your language knowledge. Okay.